Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about cuttings. Japanese maples are pretty easy to propagate. Not all the cultivars work well, but in general the same technique applies to all the different cultivars. Definitely you can do it. So I was walking through the neighborhood and I came across a Japanese maple tree that to me looked a little different. It had these very feathery leaves and I thought, well, let's see if I can try and make a cutting out of this plant. And so I pulled off a little stem of it and brought it home. Now it's a little bit late in the season, I think, to do cuttings. It's mid-August now. Usually I'm going to be doing things more in the early July, maybe late June time frame after the plants have hardened off. But I thought I'd give it a try anyway, and since I was going to do it anyway, I thought I'd show you the way I do these cuttings, and it might be interesting to you. Let's go head outside and I'll show you what I do with these. So here's the stem. I'm hoping to get about 4 cuttings out of this stem. The box I use to grow my cuttings in, it's just a plastic container. I think I got that at Daiso, pretty inexpensive. And you can see some of the seedlings. These seedlings were planted July 9th. That's about 6 weeks ago. So here they are. Let me show you this one. It's a Sharp's Pygmy, but you can see here that the roots are coming out of the bottom. So that one has started growing pretty nicely. That'll stay in the box until the leaves fall off in the fall. Now this one didn't fare as well. This was a Noel, and the stems have died, and so I'm just going to repurpose this. I wanted to show you this from a previous year. I used to put the potting mix at the bottom of the bins and stick all the cuttings in there, but I found that I lost track of which one was which, and so although it worked fine, it was better to just individually pot these up by type of cutting. I'm going to separate the stem now into individual cuttings. And I do it pretty traditionally, try and keep about 1 or 2 sets of leaves per cutting. So I'll just separate the first one. Looks like that. And same thing on the second one. I'll just cut it here. And then remove the bottom set of leaves. And there's number 2. And I'll continue to do this. For sections where you cut the bottom, or you have a stem coming off of the bottom, I like to just snip it right below the leaf node, halfway through the stem, and then peel away the rest of it, leaving a little tail. I don't know if it makes any difference or not, but I think I saw a video where someone did that and it seemed like a good idea. So as far as the soil medium, I use a mix of 75% perlite to 25% bark fines, which just sifted out the small particles out of the pine bark. And I don't know if the pine bark does anything. I think you could use 100% perlite and that'd be fine. You could use 100% akadama, which would probably be better, but so expensive, right? So far, the perlite and bark has worked for me. I think maybe I could try sphagnum moss at some point. So I'll just finish these up. Got one more. I'll snip off the little middle shoot there. As far as rooting hormone, I use either Hormex number 8, that's a powdered rooting compound, or Clonex, that's a gel. As far as I can tell, they both work equally fine, or maybe they don't work at all, but that's what I've been using. I can't tell you if there's any difference between the two of them. I'm going to go ahead and use the barbecue skewer to set the holes for these cuttings. We'll take the cuttings and I'm going to dip them into the rooting powder. Now people will scold me because I know they say you should not dip it into the container itself. You should pour it out into something so you don't contaminate the container. But, well, let's just say I'm a little on the lazy side. So I'm going to do 2 with the Hormex number 8 rooting compound, and then I will show you the same thing with the Clonex. I just stick them all the way down into the potting mixture, not to the very bottom, but close to the bottom. Just poke them into the holes. So you see I have a plant tag. I'm going to write down what's in this pot so I can remember and I don't have the problem of mixing them up. Take the barbecue skewer, just settle the soil down around them, just so there's no gap up at the top there. So pretty easy. I'm just going to spray it down, keep the leaves moist. Having the cover on the box keeps everything really moist. So, you know, once I put this back, I don't have to water it. I don't have to do anything with it. I just set it under a shady area in the yard, and I don't have to do anything to them. That's kind of the nice thing about this bin method, where you don't have to water them. You don't even have to look at them if you don't want to. And I'll keep them in this box all the way until the leaves fall out. That would be sometime in the fall, and that's just to prevent fungus or anything nasty from growing on them. Well, I hope you found this useful and interesting. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me. Well, take care, and we'll see you next time.